and gentlemen, after that interesting interlude, we're going to move on to something which is very close to my heart, or more particularly close to my tummy, and that's love of food. Who likes their food here? Okay. Now, as I said, I've been in Malaysia 15 years, and as I also explained, I hear things in English. So when I first moved here, I was asking friends, what should I go and eat? And a friend might say, go and have mamak. I didn't know what mamak was. He wrote it down, but he put a space between the A and the K. And it then says it as he came out. So I'm walking all around KL looking for a franchise of Mama K. Couldn't find it anyway. Anyway, I used to live in Longside first week there, and I love jam. I absolutely adore jam. I like, girls will tell you I have it on toast here, all the rest of it. So I'm walking down the road, and I'm absolutely gobsmacked, delighted to see this sign that says 24 jam. So I walk into the nasi kandar, mamak as I now know it, and the waiters in these mamak things, I don't know what it is about. They never smile. They're the most miserable buggers I've ever seen in my life. Well, maybe it's the money they pay them on the job. I don't know. Anyway, so I sit down. Comes from yes. I said, 24 jam, huh? Yeah. I said, what jam have you got? It looks completely blank. I said, got marmalade? Don't have. Raspberry? Don't have. Blackcurrant? Don't have. All right, what jam do you have? He said kaya. I'd never heard of kaya. I thought he said kayak, which is a small boat. Kayak. I don't want kayak for breakfast. I said, forget it. What else have you got for breakfast? He said, murtabak. I said, okay. He said, what murtabak you want? I said, Harley Davidson. So I'm like, oh, Christ. So I said, no, what murtabak have you got? He said, camping. I said, what? He said, camping. I said, first you want to take a bloody kayak, and now you want to take me camping on a motorbike. Is this a restaurant or outward bound centre? So I said, no, I don't want camping. I said, what else have you got? What other murtabak have you got? He said, I am. I said, you are what? He said, I am. I said, you are what? He said, I am murtabak. I said, you're a bloody loony. So I've been up there. I'm still hungry. So I thought, I'll try Chinese. So I walked down the road, I got to a Chinese restaurant, lovely Chinese girl standing outside. I said, what's the best thing to eat here? She said, me. And then she said, fun home. Or the poor fun. What to do about that? Anyway, so in final desperation, I thought, well, I tried Chinese. I'm in Malaysia, but I'm forced to try Western. So I walk in this nice plush wine bar, it's a special lunch. I wasn't working, so I thought, I'll have a glass of wine. I called the wine waiter over. He said, what wine do you want? I said, Bordeaux. He said, well, it's only be bloody rude. Tell the expats what he means. So food. Now, what's interesting, isn't it? Kids are fat now, aren't they? They are fat. They're fat and scary. We now have hordes of fat kids waddling amok all over the place. And they say this is the unhealthiest generation of kids we've ever had in history. Yeah? You ever heard them say that? The unhealthiest generation of kids we've ever had in history. And I was sort of thinking the other day, I thought, well, what about the plague? Well, that's pretty unhealthy, wasn't it? The plague and all that. Oh, where be little Tommy? Oh, he's down in the courtyard with Jack the Leper playing catch the rat in their own waste. Oh, well, at least he's not at McDonald's or eating sugary snacks, is he? Anyway, in my own tribute to the food for both our Chinese friends and my convert friends, and in a tribute to Lionel Richie, or as some say, Lionel Richie, I'd like to sing you my version of one of Lionel Richie's greatest hits. Thank you, Sydney. I saw you walking down the street the other day. Your great fat neck, your belly wobbling all the way. 100 pounds of flesh, or even more. Phalo, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes, I can see it in your side, and I love the massive size of you, and my arms are open wide, for you know just what to eat, and you know just what to chew, and I want to tell you, Phalo, I do too. Verse 2 for some converted friends. You've always liked your sausages and pork ribs too, but now they've gone and left you feeling kind of blue. So now you've turned away from all things pig. Halal, is it me you're looking for? I can't see it in your fridge, I can't see it on your plate, for you only now eat chicken and bakute you hate, for you know just what to eat, and you know just what to do, so you've even dumped your girlfriend, Piggy Sue. Thank you. That was sneaking back to God, doesn't it? Okay, now, I grew up as a choir boy, if you can possibly imagine that. From the age of 7, I was a choir boy in the Church of England. And around about the mid-70s, the church decided to modernise themselves. And they took the King James Bible and they introduced the New International Version, and they modernised the prayer book, they took out all the these and thous and stuff. And there'd always been something in the communion family service where the priest at one point says, "The peace of the Lord God be always with you," and everybody says, "and also with you." But they started to get a bit more friendly, and they introduced this thing where people could turn around and start shaking hands with each other. That did not go down well at all with some of the older, more established churchgoers, and this is a song about it. Again, by Richard Stilgo. It's simply called Mrs. Beamish. Mrs. Beamish stands in church, expression calm and holy, and when the organ plays, she mumbles hymns extremely slowly. A pillar of St. Bartol's for 20 years or more, she does the flowers of Easter and the brasswork on the door. But recently St. Bartol's has gained a brand new vicar. His name is Ken, he's single, and he wants the hymn sung quicker. And he's introduced a custom which Mrs. Beamish hates, so she turns upon the person next to her and roundly states, "Don't you dare shake hands with me, or offer signs of peace. You lay a finger on me and I'll call for the police. Don't whisper peace be with you, this is the C of E. So bend the knee, say thou and thee, and keep your hands off me." Ken tells us, "Love your neighbour," and Mrs. Beamish sneers, "I only love my neighbour when I've known them 30 years. Even when it isn't Christmas, he has youngsters in the church. He's altered all the music after audience research." They shout out, "Hallelujah!" They don't act like me and you. The young women don't wear hats, and the young men quite often do. And they seem to like their hands enthusiastically wrung, till they turn to Mrs. Beamish, and they face her acid tongue. "Don't you dare shake hands with me, I don't know where you've been. You lay a finger on me and you'll feel that tambourine. Don't whisper peace be with you, this is the C of E. So bend the knee, say thou and thee, and keep your hands off me. In the beginning was the word, read out loud by Thora heard. Harry seek and then would scream, morning's broken by the stream. Now the organ's gone for scrap, every vicar's got the clap. Hallelujah, Mrs. Beamish, Mrs. Beamish. Hallelujah, she's squeamish, she's squeamish. Don't you dare shake hands with me, or turn to me and smile. You'll wake up spitting teeth out, face downwards in the aisle. Don't whisper, peace be with you, this is the theory. You just take one step too far, you'll end up wearing that guitar. One more step in my direction, you'll need to believe in the resurrection. So bend the knee, say thou and thee, and keep your hands off me. Again, you know, I go to church regularly, as not what I used to say, but I get a problem with some of these like fundamentalists, and the worst lot for me are these young creationists. Have you come across them? The world is only 5,000 years old. The whole universe is. And Adam named 120 million species of plant and animal in 24 hours, which is about 50,000 a second or something like that. So, you know, I don't mind it, but I mean, they say, yeah, but, you know, all this evolution is just a theory. Gravity's a bloody theory, but it does me okay, doesn't it? I mean, or anti-gravity. When you say the plane doesn't take off, Jesus picks it up off the ground with a pilot of good faith and carries it across the Atlantic, and getting slightly close to the runway at Heathrow, the pilot has a kind of slight lapse of faith, and the plane kind of descends down onto the runway. I mean, it just doesn't work, does it? I said, yes, but what about the 1%? What? What about the 1%? What 1%? Well, scientists are only 99%, you know, sure that, you know, the Big Bang Theory and evolution, only 99%. I said, oh, that's great. So you go to the doctor says to you, you need open heart surgery, it's got a 99% success rate. You go, no, what about the 1%? I'd rather die. Or 99% in my exam. No, I'll give the certificate back. What about 1%? But I don't mind, I mean, I really don't mind. But I feel that if these guys are going to go around throwing out science, that they shouldn't be allowed to access real science. So, for example, if they get ill, they should go to a physician, be diagnosed with an attack of the vapours, and have leech treatment. Or if they want to spread their ideas about, you know, the young world, fine, or something on. They shouldn't be allowed to use it. In fact, they shouldn't be allowed to use the telephone. They should have to like have a hat and a bell and go around the streets going, oyes, 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 ye olde worldie is not ye olde worldie, it's ye youngie worldie, and so on and so forth. Anyway, keeping with religion, I don't think I've upset a few people here, but there are young creationists in the audience for that. Tom Lehrer, you've heard a lot from Tom Lehrer tonight. Tom wrote this song back in the 60s when the Catholic Church was suffering a slight crisis of recruitment. And he submitted a Catholic jingle. Well, he said he did. Which is basically to tell people what being a Catholic was all about. And it's called The Vatican Rag, and I'd like to share it with you now. Silly when you're ready. First you get down on your knees and fiddle with your rosaries. Bow your head in great respect and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Do whatever steps you wanted. You have cleared them with the pontiff. Everybody says, oh, Kyrie eleison, doing the Vatican rag. Get in line with that processional, step into that small confessional. There the guy who's got religion will tell you if your sin's original. If it is, try plain and safer. Drink the wine and chew the wafer. 2, 4, 6, 8 times transubstantiate. So get down on your knees, fiddle with your rosaries. Bow your head in great respect and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. A cross on your abdomen, when in Rome, do as a Roman. Ave Maria, Jesus, good to see you. Getting ecstatic and so dramatic and doing the Vatican rag. Thank you very much. Before we enter our final phase, I'd like to calm things down a little bit. Most of you know that I'm a musician at heart, and I'd like to share with you a lovely poem, which is a bit amusing and a bit poignant. Whew. Vaudeville, by the way, is about song, comedy and dance. We took out most of the dance bit because St John's Ambulance weren't available on call tonight. So anyway, this is a poem just entitled The Very First Music, The Very Last Music. The very first music that anyone heard was the song of a bird, which is of course absurd, but nobody heard the song of the bird, for nobody yet had occurred. But then man came along and he heard the bird's song, but he got it all wrong, for he took a bamboo and he blew and the air went straight through. So he took a firm grip and he tightened his lip, and the bamboo let rip. Soon he found the sound could be ordered around. If he made his lip tighter, the note grew in height. If he drilled a few holes, he could play barcarolles, pretty preludes as well, any tune you could want, like Moonlight in Vermont or the Liberty Bell. So the very next music was played on his flute. It was nice. It was cute. So he then followed suit with the brass and the strings and more intricate things, and the music that followed was innocent, free, chirpy, cheerful, and mostly in C. Man got clever. His hand, tired of working the land, learned how to make steam, and he started to dream of beam engines and schemes where he dammed all the streams, bent the world to his will, and he built the first mill which belched smoke and power, black dirt and white flour, and his ambition grew every hour. Man picked up the world and he ground it to powder. And so the next music was grander and louder, more capable, complex, less folksy and pretty, with less of the countryside, more of the city. With more of the metal and less of the wood, man thought the next music was pretty damn good. He dug the world's coal and he set it on fire. He drilled the world's oil and the fire burned higher. He muddied the clouds and he crudded the ground, and he studied the sea with the blackened and drowned. He fashioned the tractor, created the car, the train, the toaster, the home whirlpool spa. And this genius, at last, in a final crescendo, gave civilization the Super Nintendo. Now, Marios were super and hedgehogs were sonic, and bleepers and bloopers sang songs electronic. Their drum kits went pish and their pixels went pip. But the very next music was sung by a chip. Outside, the sea blackened, and all nature died, but man didn't care. He was safely inside. Day in, day out, he would faithfully bend over Sega, Game Boy, and his faithful Nintendo. He punched, flew, and kicked each street fighter to death. In the real street outside, no one dared take a breath. But he never went out. It was not bright and clean like the primary colours you saw on the screen. The dark sky outside let in no glimpse of heaven. So what? He was hot, he'd got level 7. Who cared if the air was all laden with grot? The screen said, mankind, you're a genius. Not. And the birds tried to sing through the oil in their beaks. But oil, as is well known, is there to stop squeaks. So the very last music, which nobody heard, was the song of the very last bird. Thank you. Not funny, right? Okay, so we're coming towards the end of it. I'm going to do you one more side. We moved from music and God now to love of animals. Anybody love animals here? Yeah. You all love animals, don't you? Okay. I love animals: lamb, chicken, beef, veal. You know, I like them all. But vegetarians, I have a problem with. Again, the militant vegetarians, they kind of like, you know, I think that people who eat meat are disgusting. And people who sell meat are gross. Oh, well, yeah, but people who sell fruit and vegetables are grosser. Good man. He says, the world would be very different, you know, if everybody that ate meat had to kill their own animals, you know, butcher them, kill them. Would you kill your own animals to eat meat? And I said, no. I said, well, I wouldn't grow my own vegetables if I had to eat those. Oh, it's not compassion, it's just laziness. And then, yeah, but you anytime you go to McDonald's, you kill that cow when you buy that burger. What? You hand over money and you kill that cow. What, really? What? That's power, isn't it? Like battery a cattle hit kind of thing, is it? You know, I pay money and the cow dies. So I just like walk up into the field and like kiss it. And it knows. Is that how it works? Anyway, songs. What we're going to do now relates to our feathered friends, and I like our feathered friends. I love. In fact, I'm thinking of setting up a dating site for chickens. Yeah, honestly. I'm not going to do it full time. It's just a way to make ends meet. You know. Yeah, that wasn't the best of it. Anyway, this is a song which celebrates animals in all their glory. It celebrates the spring, and I hope you enjoy it. There's another one by Tom Lear. I won't tell you what it's called because that could be a bit of a giveaway. But enjoy this song. It's a lovely song. It's a lovely. Cindy, take it away. Spring is here, a spring is here. Life is skittles and life is beer. I think the spring is the loveliest time of the year. I do, don't you? Of course you do. But there's one thing that makes spring complete for me, and makes every Sunday a treat for me. Oh, the world seems in tune on a spring afternoon when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. Each Sunday you'll see my sweetheart and me as we poison a pigeon in the park. When they see us coming, the birdies all try and hide, but they still go for peanuts when coated with cyanide. The sun's shining bright, everything seems alright when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We've gained notoriety and caused much anxiety in PJ society with our games. They call it impiety and lack of propriety, and quite a variety of unpleasant names. But it's not against any religion to want to dispose of a pigeon. So if Sunday you're free, why don't you come with me and we'll poison some pigeons in the park? And maybe we'll do in a squirrel or two as we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We'll murder them all amidst laughter and merriment, except for the few we take home to experiment. My pulse will be quickening with each drop of strychnine as we poison a pigeon. It just takes a smidgen to poison a pigeon in the park. Thank you. We're nearly there, aren't we?
We're nearly there.
We're still going to do something a little bit animalistic, aren't we?
Yes. We're doing a classical piece.
Yeah.
Over here in this wonderful tenor voice.
Which I pretend to be able to sing badly. This is another one. And now you tell them what it is in Italian because you're educated and all that stuff, aren't you? You tell me.
Francesco, duetto buffo di due gatti.
Ah, and you get chili patty with that one. Other.
Duetto buffo di due gatti.
Anybody know that?
You understood what I said though?
Something about doing something in the buff, is it? Or... No, it's I think it's the cat's duet, so... yeah, something like that. So, shall we?
Here we go.
I'm the Tom, and she's the horse.
Not the Tom.
Well, Sandra, young lady,
Okay.
I reckon that's about it, don't you?
I think that's the end of the show.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Hey.
Someone can play the show. Where's your reference? All right, okay.
Shall we close the show?
Yeah.
To close the show, we didn't want a ballad or a waltz.
We want to leave you with pizzazz and chutzpah, not wish marks.
We need a big showstopper, a copper bottom pop.
We know it's bound to stop the show, because after it, we stop. So fierily before we let you slink off to your beds, here is what we reckon is running through your heads.
Have they reached the last song?
The program doesn't say,
I bet outside it's raining.
is the car far away?
We should have gone to Cassian, it's worth the extra money.
After what we see tonight, Zoe Kennedy's funny.
Did you book the restaurant? Is it what I know?
At least we're sure that supper can't be worse than this show. I couldn't stand that diva one.
I hated his man.
Come on, darling, I think that's the end. Hang on,
Last, they're going to do another.
we must be back by midnight. I promised your mother.
How can I find my shoes? Have a good hat?
You stupid woman, look how you see your throat. They've gone up to 72. That's a good sign. It usually means we're near the end of the line. I can see the man whose job's to make the curtain descend. Come on, darling, I think that's the end. Oh my God, they've come back. They're going to do more. I see one before. They're flashing lights in time now. Closely, look. It's pathetic. You can read them like a book. We'll have to get a taxi. We'll never get a train. I only hope they don't decide to see it once again. How the neighbours like this, I cannot comprehend. Come on, darling, I think